Hey folks, I got an interesting one for you. Not meaning to gossip, but had an altercation, not an altercation, but a bit of communication between a potential buyer and me, a seller, and finding it hard to believe how the conversation followed. But anyway, it has to do with selling a particular 7 string that's featured on this channel, and I decided to sell it. Listed it for what I think is an excellent price. On most sites, like eBay and Reverb, I tend to offer free shipping and just incorporate the shipping into my selling price. It seems to be the best way to sell on those particular venues. But on other sites like Facebook Marketplace, if I offer something with shipping, I usually keep the cost of the item separate from the shipping cost. It just works better for that particular venue. So I came up with a shipping price for this particular guitar. And anyway, somebody made an offer for the guitar, which was very, very, very low. And when I told them I can't do it for that low, and they wanted to know why, I said, well, for one thing, it's going to cost me $45, $55 to ship it to you. Now, I ship hundreds of guitars a year, sometimes dozens a week. So I have a good idea what something's going to cost. When I pack it up and I see the box and I know what state it's going to, I have a really good idea what it's going to cost. Because I don't have any employees. I do all the shipping. I see all the boxes go out. I pay all the bills. I keep records of what everything costs for tax purposes, so I just know what it costs to ship. And the person in question is ordering guitar. I'm in the sort of western third of the US, and he's on the East Coast. Now I know that when I ship a guitar like this, I only have really 2 options, and that's either UPS or FedEx. You can't ship this USPS or regular post office. It costs too much now. With the recent increases, it just costs too much. It costs way more than the guitar's worth in a lot of instances to ship through the regular post office. It's over double in some instances. So what might cost me, say, $40 on UPS is going to cost me $75, $80 on USPS for this size. Now, if I'm shipping a ukulele, it's different. And I can often use USPS. I can compare the rates and choose one of them. But for guitars, generally, I use UPS. I like them a little bit better. They're a little easier to use, and I've had a bit more success in dealing with them. But you can use FedEx too. So for a guitar like this, I normally ship them UPS, and I know what it's going to cost. And I know when I get an order from someone on the East Coast for a guitar, something like this that's going to go in a box with padding and everything, I know that it's going to cost me anywhere between $45 to $60 to ship to the East Coast. So my shipping quote of $40 for that particular guitar is on the low side. I might actually lose money on shipping if it's $45 to $60. So I think $40 is very reasonable. What this person said to me was, wow, that sounds high. I've bought guitars before and never paid over $20 for shipping. And I said, you bought guitars locally and had them shipped? Or are you talking you bought them from the other side of the United States and got them shipped for $20? Because either A, you're mistaken, I'll use the kind distinction, or B, you're working with a company who has a crazy corporate discount, like Amazon level shipping rate, which is not something I can get. Or C, which I think is the more likely, you're just really naive about what things cost. There is no way I can ship a guitar like this, if I were selling this, to one of those New England states or New York or Florida for $20. That world is long gone. A long time ago, you used to be able to. Not anymore. Not anymore. And so I lost the sale. for this person because they balked at a $40 shipping rate. And I'm wondering how somebody could possibly be that naive, because a lot of companies, if you go to Guitar Fetish, if you go to Rondo or some of these other places, they charge even more per guitar. It's more like 65. I think that's what Guitar Fetish charges. I'm not sure. Sometimes companies like Monoprice can give you a shipping rate of like 35, but they're a massive corporation and they can get a certain rate from UPS or FedEx that a small business can't get. And you know, a company as ginormous as Amazon could give you the free shipping with your Prime membership because they pay pennies on the dollar for their shipping rates. They've got deals set up with all the carriers to where they're literally paying pennies for shipping. So you know, they can charge people a Prime membership of, what is it now, $130 a year, and the average what you have shipped per year, it still works out to be a massive profit for Amazon. That's how they're able to do that. But to expect a small business or even a private seller on Reverb or eBay or anywhere to be able to offer that sort of corporate shipping rate is just, in my world, absurd. I can't imagine it. And when I told him what my bottom line was for that guitar, it was still cheaper than the original price minus the shipping. So they were still basically getting free shipping even at my lowest rate compared to my original listing price. But they wanted something absurd, and I talked about this in the last video. There's just been a spate of lowballers lately. But my main thing is how can anyone in this day and age not be aware of what things cost to ship? It doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, if you take a small box like the size of this amp to UPS and you're shipping it halfway across the country, it's going to cost you anywhere between $8 and $12 just for a small box like this. You know, I sold a little kalimba earlier today, and I put it in a very small box, and I shipped it to, where did I ship it to? California, and it cost me, and this was the lowest UPS rate, I think it was $8, small box. For a ukulele sized box, that would have been somewhere around $20, $25, and for a guitar, that costs, anywhere between, let's say, $30 and $55, depending on what state you're shipping it to. And that's just with ground. That's just UPS ground. So, and I'm sure it's the same in England with or UK with your shipping companies. It's even worse, I think, with the Royal Mail when you compare it to the United States Post Office. So you folks in Australia and Europe and wherever you are, you're all aware that shipping costs are astronomical. It costs a lot of money to send stuff to people. Even an overnight letter now has gone up to, I think, what, $7.25? Just a year ago it was $5.50. So I just can't imagine somebody thinking I could send this to them, 3,000 miles away for $20. It just blows my mind. And remember, if you're on the west side of the United States, the East Coast is as far away from me as the UK is from the East Coast. That's what we're talking in distance. So yeah, things are expensive, and you should be aware of that. And that's what's driving up costs of goods as well. In shipping, costs are just becoming astronomical. I'm not even talking about international shipping. I had to stop selling guitars overseas because the international shipping is just absolutely insane. I don't know how Thomann does it. 3 guitars for, what is it, $55 or something like that. I don't know how they get that, but I certainly could get nowhere near that I sent a guitar to my son in Ireland about a year ago, and I think it cost me close to $200, and then they lost it. So I lost the guitar, and then the shipping as well, amount as well, and I processed a claim for it, and it's still pending a year later, and I don't think I'm going to see anything. So yeah, shipping is expensive, and it's a fraught world full of all kinds of logistical details, and that's why when you order something, unless you're getting it from Amazon with free shipping, or from some big corporation with a commercial or a corporate shipping rate, most places you're going to pay anywhere between $40 to $60 to even sometimes $75 to have something this size shipped to you, and it's probably the same in pounds if you're in the UK. So yeah, that was weird. It's like you were about to get the best deal on a new 7-string guitar, and you let the deal go because you think I should be able to ship it to you for $20 plus slash the price of my guitar almost in half. How can that level of naivety or ignorance exist? You tell me, please. Somebody tell me, explain. How can people not know what things cost, particularly when it comes to shipping? It just baffles me how people possibly can't know that. I mean, that's like a shipping rate from maybe 2003. You know, I used to be able to ship guitars when I first started eBay for around $12, and that was in 1999 or somewhere around there. Yeah, but now it's you know, 5-6 times that amount, and it just keeps going up all the time. Anyway, I'll quit waffling. I just thought that was interesting. Somebody help me. Explain to me how people can think that in this day and age. All right, folks. See you on the next one.